I feel today? Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this holler, we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. So much crying from man. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I am. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, that's just the show getting started. That's right. We're the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Stream live on KYOKradio.org. It is the lunch break sports talk show. We talk about a whole lot more than sports. If you've been around for more than a minute, you know that. And you also know today is our Team Texas Tuesday. A lot going on with the teams in the state of Texas. Everybody but the Rockets played last night from the region. And good basketball. The Spurs, man, a shootout. Won a shootout last night. So we'll talk about that. Dallas came up a little bit short. New Orleans got a nice win. And then the Rockets will be back in action tonight when they take on Minnesota. They are battling for the worst record in the NBA. And I'm all right with the Rockets having it. I'm all right with the Rockets having the worst record in the NBA. I know y'all like, AJ, 1 minute you say they're going to the playoffs. I said next season. You said 1 minute, don't worry about this. They're going to be all right. That was earlier in the season. But right now, I'm okay. If they're going to rebuild, I want them to rebuild. I don't want them to rebuild. I want them to rebuild all the way. You know, anybody who's ever remodeled your house, you want to do the whole thing, right? You might not have had the money to do the whole thing like you wanted it, but you wanted to do the whole thing. You didn't do part of the room, you did the whole room. You didn't do part of the kitchen, you did the whole kitchen. Imagine if you don't enclose your whole deck. You just enclose it partly. It's not the same. If the Rockets are going to rebuild, I want them to rebuild. So they'll be in action tonight, 8 o'clock, I believe. It's a late tip for the Rockets in Minnesota. So, all right, let me take a break. It's Team Texas Tuesday. If you want to talk about any of the teams in the state of Texas, I got you. 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. There were 5 people inducted into the Houston Hall of Fame. They call it the Houston Sports Awards. We'll talk about that next as well on the lunch break.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of the Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them empower to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Give the people what they want.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
I'm Ben Tankard, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM. It is our Team Texas Tuesday. And let me shout out to a new member of the team, Longhorn Keith Hawkins, got his own talk show every Saturday, 12 to 1. It's called Coffee with Keith. Starts with a K. Coffee with a K with Keith. Love it. Talks about coffee in ways you can't imagine. Talks about the different elements of coffee production and how you can monetize it. You're looking for another stream of income, man. You got to check out Coffee with Keith every Saturday, 12 to 1. Welcome to the family, bro. You know, who's already family, but welcome to the family. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Y'all get out there and celebrate and support one of our lunch breakers. All right. So anyway, yeah, lot happened in the world of sports last night. Let me get over to the sports page. I left my notes out in the car, and I'm like, AJ, I'm not running out and getting those notes. Self said, all right, let's roll with it. Spurs, what a shootout with Washington. Washington had been on a roll. Washington had won 8 in a row. For all y'all haters hating on Russell Westbrook, Westbrook out there having fun in Washington. Him and Bradley Beal are clearly what him and James Harden were supposed to be. It didn't materialize, but they got something special going on out there. Had won 8 in a row. And the Spurs came in there with their, not sure exactly what they're doing, Sells, but I know this. Is it possible for DeMar DeRozan to be the comeback player of the year? I don't know exactly what he would be coming back from. Most improved. What would you give DeMar DeRozan, who dropped 37 on him last night and 10 assists? DeMar DeRozan, 37 points, 10 assists, 2 rebounds. And watch this. None of them came from 3. I'm not discounting the three-pointer. Nobody shoots it like Steph. I'm just saying, when you score 37 and none of them on 3, you putting in work. I mean, you putting in work. You putting in that dirty work. Like, bruh, you get it. You get it how you can. Mid-range, turnaround, fadeaway, runner, floater, bank shot. You get it any way you can when you're dropping 37 and none of them came from 3. Let me see how many he got from the line. That dude was 10 for 23. I'm sorry, 12 for 23. Shot over 50%. And he was 13 for 13 from the line, which tells me again, he was getting to that rack. Putting in that dirty work. Old school style. I'm not knocking the new game. I'm not knocking the 8-footer that can shoot from 3. I'm not knocking that new style basketball. I'm not knocking it. Look, I don't care about the analytics on this one, though. When you busting 37 from 3, from 2 and from the line, you putting in that old school work. We go phone line. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who this?
Hey, man, how you feel, baby?
With my hands. How about you, greatest?
Same way with mine.
Yeah.
And I ain't lying.
Yeah.
How close are you to a break time, man?
I got about 5 minutes. Oh,
am I live on air everywhere?
You live on the air and everywhere.
All right. Hey, man, check it out, man. Me and my brother Don up in Aurora, Colorado. You listen to while he driving them trucks all across the country. What's up, baby, bro?
What's up, Don? Look, up there in that truck bed. What's happening, bro?
Hey, man, but me and him was going back and forth on a all-star team, right now, an all-star team for the players in the league right now.
All right.
And I told him, okay, my center would be the Greek Freak, Antetokounmpo.
Okay.
Okay, one of my forwards would be LeBron, of course. My other forward would be Kawhi Leonard. One of my guards would be Luka. And this when he went 8 when I told him who my point guard would be. But I told him my point guard would be Chris Paul, man.
I don't know why he went 8.
So, man, Chris Paul is balling, brother.
Man, let me tell you something. Quietly as it's kept, Chris
Yeah.
Paul is the magic elixir, bro. Chris
Yes,
Paul
sir.
is the fountain of youth, bro. Chris Paul is that dude that, listen, I just want him on my squad. You feel me? Chris Paul is that man. He is that man.
And what happened is like when he got out of Houston, he stopped getting them hamstrings. He haven't had a hamstring in about 2-3 years, has he? Am I right or wrong?
Well, let me say this.
Yeah.
Phoenix has always been known for one of the best medical staffs in the NBA. And let me take you all the way back. Remember when Shaq was having back problems and other kind of problems, and then he got traded to Phoenix. And they wanted him to run like they run and gun. And man, they got on that back of Shaq's, and Shaq was running up and down the court like the young fellas. I'm telling you, man, Phoenix has been known for a superior medical staff for years in the NBA, and that might be the case with Chris Paul.
Okay, yeah, because I was watching them last night against the Knicks, man, and Chris was taking them boys to school, man.
Man, Chris went to work last night, bro.
Yes, sir. But if you had an all-star team right now, would you agree with mine, or would you come up with your own?
Well, I there was a change that I would make, and it's gonna be offensive, man. I might lose some friends.
Uh-oh.
All right, so we're talking all NBA. We're not talking East and West.
No, all
NBA.
included. Yep.
I'm cool with Giannis.
Yes, sir.
I'm cool with LeBron.
Preach.
But instead of going with Kawhi,
wait a minute, son.
I know that's what I said. This gonna bother some people. Greatest, when you get a chance, look at my shirt and love me for my shirt. Don't listen to what I'm finna say. I would go with the Joker.
Okay. Yeah.
And watch this, and would bring Kawhi off the bench, because if you look at what Kawhi is doing with him and Paul George and the rest of them cats up there, they ain't horrible, but they ain't the best of the best. And when you look at what the Joker is doing, the Joker is dominating. The Joker is one of them cats that you don't know what, because he can beat you with the pass, he can beat you on the glass, and he can definitely drop some points all up in your face.
Yes, I ain't mad at you, cuz. Keep preaching.
I'm just telling you what I see. I just see what I see, and that's what I know.
You know, years ago when I used to play ball at the YMCA in my early 20s, man. Hey, man, it was this white boy walked into the gym, had on tennis shoes, jeans, baseball cap, T-shirt. He said, "Who got next?" And we were like looking at him laughing. You understand? You understand, man? That Kevin. His name was Kevin. Man, Kevin got out on the floor, and after that day, I got him. You know, and when I look at the Joker and when I look at Luka, they don't look like no basketball players, man. But when them guys get on the floor, everything goes.
Mystical say, "Get on the floor, danger."
Boy, can play, man. But as I break away, man, because I know you got to take other calls. I was looking at some old clips of Evander Holyfield and some of the battles he was in.
Yep.
And I wonder, when they talk about some of the greatest, like as myself.
Yep.
How come Holyfield's name never really come up, man? Because Holyfield was a bad man. Holyfield wasn't scared of nobody. I'm gonna check out today and let you take care of your business, Dre. But float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Every day is Andre and me. Rumble, young man, rumble.
The greatest. Always love his call And he brings up a very interesting point. And I got an answer to that on why guys like Roy Jones Jr., Evander Holyfield, and some of the others don't receive the kind of respect for the greatness that they were during their time. I'll hit that up. I love boxing talk. So anytime we talk boxing, I mean, I ain't say MMA. I like it too. I love boxing. I love boxing. I love boxing. Boxing used to be the number one sport in America for your time. We'll be right back with my answer on to the greatest. It's a great question on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Talk with your boy TD Blackshear every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Hey guys, this is Irma J from Internal Revamp, and you're listening to AJ on The Lunch Break.
Man, I tell you, I love that young lady for free. I love her for free. I love Irma J like breathing. You know what I mean? I love breathing, and I love Irma J. And I just got a little glance that she had checked in, and I wanted to let her know that we still love her here on The Lunch Break. Gotta have you back, Irma J. How your people get with my people so we can get you back on the show. You know, Irma J's got a team, man. She got a team. I gotta find me a team so that they can talk with her team and see what we can do to get her back on the show. That's how that goes. You know what I'm saying? Listen, okay, so let me answer the greatest's statement. Question. Great question, greatest. I love guys like Longhorn Keith, the greatest. I love, guys like Todd, Keith Hennig. I love Monica Howe. I love people that call in with great questions or great commentary. Hey, Yumo, right? What's going on, sis? How you doing? Welcome to the program. But I love people like that who call in and really just drop Donna Coleman, Holman, just great commentary. MJ Boyd, great commentary. Greatest asked a great question. Why does someone like Evander Holyfield, let me pull up his stats real fast. Evander Holyfield, why doesn't he get the kind of recognition and honor and status when you talk about the greatest of all times? Let's see. Nicknamed the Real Deal Holyfield is the only, watch this, 4-time world heavyweight champion, having held the unified WBA, WBC, and IBF titles from 1990 to 1992, the WBA and IBF titles again from 93 to 94, the WBA title for a third time from 96 to 99, and the IBF title a third time from 97 to 99, and the WBA title for a fourth time from 2000 to 2001. Ferdinand, yeah, definitely Ferdinand too. But anyway, Holyfield, anytime you start saying the only, out of all the boxers that they were, Holyfield, let me read it again, is the only 4-time world heavyweight champion. Think about all the heavyweight champions in the world. Ain't none of them done what Evander has done. Let me tell you why he doesn't get the recognition. And y'all go, it's not, some of you might not agree with me, but follow me, if you will. I humbly submit unto you that we are a what have you done for me lately culture. Anybody out there ever been in a relationship where the last thing you did wrong or that you messed up on for some reason seems to be the most memorable thing? The last thing you did wrong or the last thing you messed up on seems to be the only thing that people can remember. Not all the good that you did before that, but that last little thing is the one thing that folks always remember. It's the same thing with Holyfield, Roy Jones Jr., and others. I'm not knocking this boxing beyond your prime thing that has kind of come on, but when Roy Jones Jr. was undefeated and was knocking cats out, and it was a no-brainer that he gonna knock him out. It's just when is he gonna knock him out? And then he got older, and he didn't quite walk away close to his prime. He tried to hold on, and then he started getting knocked out by dudes who shouldn't even have been in the ring with Roy Jones Jr. So you know what that did? That dulled the shine on Roy, and now all of a sudden he became common and not exceptional. Same thing with Evander. Evander's post-prime career was nothing like his, boxing in his prime career. And I'm not saying that these guys can't, be on the senior boxing tour or the exhibition boxing tour. I'll be honest with you, I ain't crazy with this thing that these YouTubers are doing and how they climbing in the ring. I'm not a fan of. I'm not mad about it. I'm just not going to put my money on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to buy the fight when one of them boys, I don't even know what they're brothers. I'm not going to buy the fight when they're in the ring. Why? It's not real boxing, number one, and they're not in there with real boxers. Fighting a bunch of dudes from the MMA that are not able to use their feet and not able to grapple and not able to use their training, it's kind of like tying both hands behind their back. Because there's two, they can't grapple and they can't kick, tying both hands behind their back and say, come on, let's go. Get in there with a boxer and let's see how it goes. I digress. So Evander and Roy and some of the other fighters, because your boy, the golden boy, Oscar De La Hoya, is talking about making a comeback. Don't do it, Oscar. Don't do it. Like, we had some great moments while you were out there, but they wasn't, you know what I mean? If I look at your stats, I probably ain't going to see the same kind of statement like Oscar De La Hoya is the only boxer to ever. It probably ain't going to be that. So don't ruin what we already have in our memories about you. It takes a special group of people. Not everybody has this gift to overlook your faults and your mistakes and the most recent thing you did wrong and go back and choose to remember your glory days. And that's why the boxing aficionados, I love to listen to the boxing, historians and the boxing analysts who are objective, because they won't talk about the last fight that Evander had. They won't talk about Evander's last loss. They'll go to, they won't even keep talking about the ear and him getting bit in the ear by Mike Tyson. They'll go back to when Evander was beating the best of the best. And Evander climbed in the ring with the best of the best. And he kept moving up in weight class. When Evander was a middleweight, it wasn't no beating him. It wasn't no beating him. There was not a middleweight that could beat Evander. But then when Evander moved up to the heavyweight and got ready for Mike, guess what? Mike couldn't beat him either. And some would say, well, Mike was on the tail end of his career. Mike was putting him to sleep 27, 28, 30 seconds into the fight. Mike still had a way to put you to sleep and get you out the ring early. Evander and his team did the work and figured out Mike's weaknesses and how to frustrate him, and they beat him twice. One time by decision, the other time he just quit. I'm going to bite your ear. They're going to have to suspend me. I don't want to fight no more. That was Evander Holyfield. Not these last however many fights he had post-prime. I'm talking about Evander Holyfield when Evander was unbeatable as a middleweight. There were middleweights that they called his name, but they didn't want his name. Like, okay, who I got to fight next? Evander? Yeah, Evander. I'm going to knock you out. They was all up in Soprano. Back in Evander's prime, a lot of folks called his name but didn't want his name. And then when Evander moved up to the heavyweight ranks, he didn't duck and dodge people. But then it was time. What do they say in sports? Father Time is undefeated. Then it was time. And Evander and Roy, I think people got lulled into a false sense of older age security because of what Bernard Hopkins was doing. They called Bernard Hopkins the alien for a reason. Bernard Hopkins was able to do stuff at 50 in boxing that most folks couldn't do at 30, at 25. And some of the older guys were like, well, if Bernard can do it, I can too. It ain't the same. It ain't the same. If Evander had walked away, and I'm not judging him, I'm not condemning him. Evander will always be one of the greatest in my mind. Roy Jones Jr. will always be one of the greatest in my mind. Pernell Whitaker, rest in power. Meldrick Taylor. Those guys will always be. Bobby Nunn. Y'all remember him? Dude was from like Idaho, was knocking people out, putting them to sleep. Those cats will always be, all honorable mention when it comes to great fighters in my mind. Always. Now, again, kind of like I am with the NBA, with the NFL, you got superstars, you got stars, you got great fighters, you got good, and then you got everybody else. It's only a handful of the ones greatest of all time. It's only a handful of those. And I know y'all don't like him. I know y'all don't like his style. Money Mayweather is one of them. I ain't talking about what you think. I'm not talking about what you feel. Who's beating him? I don't care how he wins. I don't care. All he does is run. You get in the ring with him. And again, that's the difference between people who just kind of watch it casually and people who love the sport. Because if you know anything about Money Mayweather, early in his career, he got in that ring, he stood toe to toe, and he threw blows with everybody. He tried to slugfest everybody. And again, his camp got with him and said, yo, you don't have to do all that. Brother, you are one of the most elusive fighters and counterpunchers in the game. Here's what you do. And look at that. Never lost a fight. So again, say what you want to say. You don't have to like his style. Money Mayweather never lost a fight. So he's got to be up there in that upper echelon. If y'all can tell me Emmitt Smith was one of the greatest of all times, then Money Mayweather's got to be up there too. AJ, it's cross sports. Yeah, I'm a sports aficionado. I love sports. Lester, you went with a name right there. Lester said, bruh, Vernon Forrest. Listen. Man, I love it. I love all of that. So anyway, I know I got off on a little bit of a tangent, but I'm just telling you, that was the long answer to Greatest's question. Why doesn't Evander Holyfield get the kind of recognition he deserves? It's the post-prime career that folks remember. It's the latest thing that they have to look. And you got a lot of folks talking about the sport of boxing right now that haven't done the work to go back to when a dude was in his prime. A lot of them. Obviously, Muhammad Ali is in that category. Obviously, Mike Tyson in his prime was in that category. Obviously, Rocky Marciano was in that category. When you talk greatest of all time, that's where you are. That's where you are. So anyway, Ernie Shavers, Ron Lyle, Kenny Norton, Jimmy Young. See, that's what I'm saying. I love Rodney DeWalt. Love you, Rodney. You talking. But see, here's my thing. You know, we got that era, and we got an era where, like I said, you had guys, and I'm talking post Hearns and Hagler and those guys. I'm talking post that you had some young lions, man, that got in that ring that changed the game. They did. They didn't do it like Liston and some of the other brothers, but you had some young guns, some young lions that got in there and they held their own. You know, I'm telling you, Roy Jones, brother, again, a lot of folks called his name. I want Roy. They got Roy, and guess what happened? They got put to sleep. And I'll throw another name at you, you know, may rest in peace or power, up from my way up in Cincinnati. Well, two names from up that way. Aaron Pryor and Ezra Charles. Aaron Pryor and Ezra Charles, man, were two boxers that folks didn't want to be in the ring with them. Pryor and Aguayo went at it, and those fights were epic. Aaron Pryor, as soon as that bell ring, would run across the ring and start trying to punch you in your spleen. He'd try to punch you in the back of your ear hole. So yeah, man. Yeah. I again, let me repeat something I said earlier. I hope that the Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya does not come out of retirement and try to get back in the ring. You know, he's made a good career for himself as a promoter. You know he's not Don King. No, he's not Bob Arum. But guess what? You don't have to be those cats. There's enough money for everybody. Stay out of the ring, Oscar. Don't try to get back in this ring right now. Please. I know everybody wants to get Manny Pacquiao at this stage of his career. Listen, leave Manny alone. Manny will just fade away. Oscar doesn't need to come out of the ring, come out of retirement, get in the ring, and try and prove something with Manny Pacquiao. And I'm like this, man. Listen, if I'm Money Mayweather, I ain't fighting Oscar De La Hoya for what? For what? What? You know, first of all, Money Mayweather don't fight unless it's 100 million and up. If you ain't got 100 million, why I got to get out of bed for that? And I don't think a Money Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya senior circuit fight would be worth that. So anyway, that's my boxing take. That's my boxing take. Look, I'm done. I'm done. Anybody got any more boxing comments, questions? Get at me. I'm your guy. I'm your guy. Sugar Ray Leonard, loved him. Marvin, Marvelous Hagler, loved him. Recently transitioned, may he rest in power. Loved him. A lot of good fighters out there. And I want them all to get their just due. But again, some who try to go in that post-prime boxing circuit, it tarnishes, what they did in their prime. So, all right, let me take a break. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. It is the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number: 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we are giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
I'm Ben Tankett, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is Team Texas Tuesday. I know I got something I want to talk about Team Texas-wise, but y'all got me on a roll now. So, Boxing Rec has a top 25 pound-for-pound boxers all time. Interesting list. You ready? At number 1. Nah, I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. And I already don't like the list a whole lot, but I'll go with it. At number 25, they got Sandy Sadler. At number 24, very questionable, they got Rocky Marciano. At number 23, they got George Foreman. George Foreman and Rocky Marciano were two of the best heavyweight fighters ever, period. At number 22, Julio Cesar Chavez. At number 21, Jack Dempsey. Number 20, Gene Tunney. Number 19, Barney Ross. Number 18, Joe Gans. Number 17, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Number 16, Pernell Whitaker. Number 15, Archie Moore. Number 14, Ezra Charles. Remember I told you about him. Number 13, Manny Pacquiao. No way in the world Manny Pacquiao's better than Ezra Charles. No way. Number 12, Sam Langford. Number 11, Jack Johnson. Number 10, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Number 9, Sugar Ray Leonard. Well, I sure hope Marvin didn't see that list before he went on. Number 8, Benny Leonard. Number 7, Joe Louis. Number 6, Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran was a problem. He was a problem. Number 5, Willie Pep. Number 4, Harry Greb. Number 3, Henry Armstrong. Number 2, Muhammad Ali. And number 1, Sugar Ray Robinson. That's their list. That's their list. That came out in 2020. You know, whatever. I thought it'd be interesting to read. Bleacher Report has their list. Let me see if I can get to theirs real quick. See if I can get to like number 25 on the Bleacher Report list. See if they got some better boxing analysts than BoxRec. All right, hold on, I'm scrolling. They had the top 50, so I didn't want to do all those. Get out of here. Yeah, I'm not doing theirs. They got Floyd Mayweather Jr. at number 29. Floyd, no, that's crazy. Number 27, they got Bernard Hopkins. Okay, here we go. Number 25, they got Joe Frazier, who was 32-4-1, 27 knockouts in his career. Tony Canzaneri, 137, 24-10. Jimmy McLart, that guy. Barney Ross at 22. Stanley Ketchel at 21. George Foreman, 76-5. George Foreman had 68 knockouts. And you can't tell me he wasn't pound for pound one of the best boxers out there. Julio Cesar Chavez was a beast, 19. Number 18, Mickey Walker. Number 17, Jimmy Wild. 16, Archie Moore. Archie Moore was a fighter. Rocky Marciano, 49-0, 43 knockouts. They got him at number 15. Gene Tunney, 65-1-1 at 14. Sam Langford at 13. Joe Gans at 12. Harry Greb at 11. Sugar Ray Leonard, 36-3-1 with 25 knockouts at 10. Benny Leonard at 9. Jack Dempsey at 8. Jack Johnson at 7. Roberto Duran at 6. Joe Louis at 5. Muhammad Ali at 4. Muhammad Ali, 56 wins, 5 losses, 37 by knockout. Number 3, Willie Pep, 229 wins, 11 losses, 1 tie. Henry Armstrong at number 2. And they got Sugar Ray Robinson, 173 wins, 19 losses, and 6 ties. He had 108 knockouts. So there you go. There you go. Milo asks, what about Lennox Lewis? Lennox Lewis would be the equivalent, if we're comparing sports. Lennox Lewis would be the equivalent of Robert Ory. Now, Robert Ory has a bunch of championships, but he wasn't the main guy. He wasn't a superstar per se. Lennox Lewis was a champion, but he wasn't a superstar champion. Big guy, though. Lennox Lewis was a huge man. He ain't dead. Huge man, but he wasn't a huge star as a heavyweight champ. So I'd put him in that Robert Ory category. Got the titles, but didn't have the shine. Does that make sense? Just as an analogy, as a comparison. All right, let me get back to the basketball we were talking about. Last night again, it was the Spurs in a shootout with Washington, 146 to 143. I'm putting DeMar DeRozan up there for most improved or comeback player of the year, something like that. And then I got to give some love to DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray at the point guard spot had 25 points and 17 rebounds. And again, only had 1 3. And he didn't make that. He only took 1 3. You know, San Antonio won that game 146 to 43. 143. And watch this. They only made 6 3-pointers. San Antonio put in that good old-fashioned work last night. Loved it. On Washington's side of the ball, you had Bradley Beal, who had 45 points, and he didn't make a 3. He was 0 for 4 from 3. Put in that work. Russell Westbrook, 22 points, 13 rebounds, 14 assists. That's who Russell Westbrook could have been here. Say what you want to say. When you got a guy like James Harden with his ego and his sensitivity, I said it, sensitivity. James Harden's one of them guys that's easy to hurt his feelings. You just can't be yourself. Chris Paul was here, and he had to play around not hurting James Harden's feelings. Russell Westbrook, his childhood friend, had to work around not hurting James's feelings. You know, Dwight Howard wasn't on the same level as a Chris Paul and as a Russell Westbrook. So as soon as he started to hurt Harden's feelings, they got him out of here. So I'm glad to see Russell Westbrook get back to who he was because, man, let me tell you something, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but some of the Houston fan base can be brutal. Like to say Russell Westbrook isn't the dude that he is in the NBA just because of what you saw him do here in Houston? Man, please. The dude averaged a triple-double, and don't believe that nonsense that teammates were allowing him to get rebounds and they were deferring to him on rebounds and all that kind of stuff. Do you know how many years it had been since another player had averaged a triple-double since Oscar Robinson? If it was that hard to do, that easy to do where you just defer to somebody else, you'd have 28,000 guys that had averaged triple-doubles. If I'm not mistaken, you've had who? 2, 3? Come on now. Be an educated sports fan. And the fact that some of the Houston fan base tried to bury that man's career because of what he and Harden couldn't do here is just absolutely crazy. Russell Westbrook is that dude. Russell Westbrook has retired more guys than y'all can even imagine. Russell Westbrook came in and literally changed the game on point guards. So, anyway, big win for the Spurs last night, 146 to 143 in overtime. They're still in that top 10 so that they could have a possible play-in for the playoffs. So we'll see how all that works out. All right, let me get Sybil Wilkes on here with her COVID-19, what you need to know today. Again, a lot going on in the world, not just COVID-19 related. So we'll get her on. Also, if you want in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. In the second hour, I'm going to ask you a question, Team Texas Tuesday related, and I want to hear your thoughts. So again, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and streaming live on KYOKradio.com. KYOKradio.org. We'll be right back.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Tuesday, April 27, 2021. Number one, last week, Democrats defeated an effort by top House Republican Kevin McCarthy to censure Congresswoman Maxine Waters for suggesting that racial justice protesters should get confrontational if the Derek Chauvin jury did not return a guilty verdict. The Congresswoman said she was not promoting violence, but rather peacefully confronting the justice system. So the question is, what about the violent rhetoric and actions coming from your side of the aisle, Congressman McCarthy? Anything about freshman Marjorie Taylor Greene or Congressman Mo Brooks of Alabama? Crickets. Number two, as protests against police shootings and racial injustice continue, GOP lawmakers are rolling out new laws aimed at criminalizing demonstrations nationwide. According to the International Center for Not-for-Profit Law, 81 anti-protest bills have been introduced in 34 states so far in 2021. Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis has already passed one such law known as the Anti-Riot Bill in response to the Black Lives Matter movement. Under the new law, a public gathering of 3 or more people can be classified as a riot. Number three, a Florida man and his 3 sons have been accused in federal court of selling 28,000 bottles of bleach that were marketed as a miracle cure for the coronavirus and other illnesses. The Food and Drug Administration has warned people not to drink the potentially deadly solution, which is used for industrial water treatment. According to documents, the family made the solution in a backyard shed in Bradenton, about 45 miles south of Tampa, Florida. Number four, in addition to dealing with hardships due to the pandemic, including deaths of loved ones and iconic figures, and a resurgence in gun violence, Black people are constantly dealing with institutionalized racism. With all of these things going on simultaneously, it raises a concern for all of us as a whole. And so we need to ask, are we okay? Mental health experts say ongoing traumas of the past year have created a once-in-a-generation situation called cascading collective traumas that can affect our mental health and our ability to deal with stress. Number five, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has set his sights on moderation on Twitter and other tech platforms. Twitter banned the former president for inciting the Capitol riot on January 6th of this year. According to Justice Thomas, Twitter's Trump ban exposes potential abuses of how applying old doctrines to new digital platforms is really straightforward. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Gratitude is the gift that keeps on giving. Thanks somebody today. Thank you, everyone. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. J. Anthony Brown, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
This is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Team Texas Tuesday. Question of the day, Team Texas related. I've kind of asked it before, but I got to ask it again because last night you had 5 people inducted into the Houston Hall of Fame by the Houston Sports Awards. It was, of course, Andre Johnson, Craig Biggio. It was Bagwell, Jeff Bagwell. It was Guy V. Lewis. It was Bill Yeoman. And who am I forgetting? I forgot somebody. But anyway, here's the question. Who is next to go into the Houston Ring of Honor? Talking about the Houston Texans. We'll be right back.
Legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We feel, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this hollering we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be hits just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, that's just first hour on the books, second hour underway here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Team Texas Tuesday, and I've been talking a lot about boxing, talked about the Spurs last night with their big win. Mavericks came up short. New Orleans beat up on the Clippers last night pretty good, 120-103. Zion Williamson, 22 points. But what's going on with Paul George now? I mean, so what's happening with Paul George now? What did Doc Rivers say something all the way from Philadelphia, and it's got Paul George all twisted inside out? I almost feel like they need to trade Paul George to Boston and let him go over there and play with, the best head coach that never won anything, Brad Stevens. And, those two should be great together. Because, man, like Paul George, what's the matter now? Anyway, before the top of the hour, I said there were 5 inductees into the Houston Sports Awards Hall of Fame. Jeff Bagwell went in last night, Craig Biggio, Andre Johnson, Guy V. Lewis from his days, of course, with Phi Slamma Jamma, and then Bill Yeoman, who was a University of Houston legend as a football coach. So they all went in. And then, let's see. My question is this. In the Houston Texans Ring of Honor, they've got 2 people. Andre Johnson was the first inductee, as he should have been. And then number 2 was the, former owner and founder of the Texans, Bob McNair. May he rest in peace. Those are the 2 that are in. There's one no-brainer that will get in, should be in, and I'll take that one off the board, J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt is going to go in, should go in, whatever the time period is before he goes in. They need to go ahead and get to that and then get him in there. But not name J.J. Watt, who else should be in? Who else should be in? Again, J.J. Watt is the no-brainer. Who else? 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or text me 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. Or you can email me, aj@kyoksports.com, aj@kyoksports.com. Or, of course, you can hit me up on social media. You can Instagram me at Lunch Break underscore KYOK, at lunch break underscore KYOK. Who else should be in the Texans Ring of Honor? Who else should be in Texans Ring of Honor? I got a few names, but I want to hear what say you. I want to hear what say you. And then I'm going to expand that question. It's Team Texas Tuesday. So think about your favorite team in the state and who else should be in the Ring of Honor in your favorite team. Don't tell me who's already in. That's not the point. Who from your favorite team in the state of Texas should be in your Ring of Honor? I'm curious about that. Like if you're a Spurs fan, obviously Tim Duncan will be in. The Admiral, if he's not already in. Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, those cats will be in. But who else will be in? Let me ask you this. Will Kawhi Leonard be in the San Antonio Spurs Ring of Honor? Well, if they don't have one, would he be if they had one? You remember Coach Washington from the Rangers got them to the World Series? Should he be in the Ring of Honor for the Rangers? I mean, who else got them to the World Series as a manager? Just curious. I know he had some problems off the field that got him taken off the field literally. But he went to the World Series. Should he be in their Ring of Honor? Should you put AJ Hinch or Jeff Lunau in the Astros Ring of Honor, given what they did or what they allowed? I think Jeff Lunau was like hands-on with the cheating. But do they go in the Ring of Honor for the Astros? And what about the players? Carlos Correa, does he go in? Jose Altuve, does he go in? What about the pitchers? Justin Verlander. Zach Greinke, a little early for him. I don't know if we got enough I just drew a blank on his name now with the Yankees. I don't know if we got enough of him. Garrett Cole. I don't know if we got enough of Garrett Cole. Keith Hennig said, no, Kawhi Leonard was not a Spur for very long, but he was Finals MVP when he was. But I get what you're saying. That's why it's kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky. Willie Gibson said Mike Scott, Ring of Honor, Astros. I'll give you that. J.R. Richards definitely should, if he ain't already in, should be in. J.R. Richards should definitely be in. Good man. Very good man. Very good man. Whose Ring of Honor is Joe Morgan in? Is he in the Reds and the Astros? I'd put him in both. I'll be honest with you. I would put Joe Morgan in both. Be very honest with you. Be very honest with you. Just getting back to the Texans real quick. Andre Johnson is currently in. Bob McNair is currently in. J.J. Watt is going to go in whenever the time frame is for him to get in. But let me throw out some other names based on these text messages that have come in. Okay, Milo, I see you. Milo said definitely J.J. Watt. Let's see. From 713-259, he says Dwayne Brown should be in. Dwayne Brown should be in. Dwayne Brown was with the Texans for how long? 10 seasons? Yeah, he should be in there. Yeah, he should be in there. I'm all for that. All right, listen, I got to take a break. I'm going to read some more of your comments when we come back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK All New 92.3 FM.
KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of the Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
My name is Devon McDonald from Jamaica, play with Indianapolis Colts, and listen, you listen to the lunch break.
I appreciate you, Devon. Thanks for giving me that drop right there on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM. Also streaming live on KYOKradio.org. Got a lot of text messages that are coming in now on Ring of Honors for respective teams. I'm going to read it. I don't agree with it. I don't like it, but I'm going to read it. Hold on. Before I get to that one is so bad. I want to try and find something else to do before I do. Big Time Floyd says, hello, AJ and the Breakers. Has the NBA turned into TMZ Live? Too many stars in the leagues are more concerned about their Twitter accounts than basketball. I've simply lost interest. Thank goodness MLB is back. Go Astros. All right. So what happened now? What I miss? Floyd, what I miss, man? Who is it? Is it Kevin Durant? Who we talking about? Who tweeting now? So anyway, let me get back to this tweet that I was trying to avoid. Hey, Alicia Compton, how you doing? Somebody just hit me up. I don't know who this is. 832-546 says Brian Cushing should be in the Ring of Honor, partially based on productivity and longevity. Oh, and the organization loves him. Well, it's not American Idol, right? It's not, I said it. Did y'all hear me say right in the middle of that? It's not American Idol. It's not based on votes. Either you earned your way in or you didn't. And I got to be honest with you, how many times did Brian Cushing lead the team in tackles or sacks or pressures on the quarterback or something measurable? How many times did Brian Cushing lead the team, not even the league or the conference or the division? I'm talking about the team. I mean, I'm not arguing you down. You're welcome to say whoever you think it should be, but Brian Cushing would be one I would question. I would personally. AJ, definitely Whitney Merciless for me. I'm sorry. Let me do this. Let me take Brian Cushing's name off of what I just said and paste Whitney Merciless's name on there. Whitney Merciless to me has been one of the most overrated guys in the organization. Whitney Merciless has been overrated for me. For me. I'm just saying. For me. There's somebody else that I would put in before I got even close to Whitney Merciless. And Greatest has talked about him a couple of times. D'Amico Ryans. D'Amico Ryans would go in the Ring of Honor as a Texan to me before Whitney Merciless. Whitney Merciless, great dude. He can't come to the house, but He can be in the neighborhood. Hey, is that Whitney? Hey, bro, how you doing? I'm good. Hey, I'm going to have to come over sometime. No, you're not. You good? Stay over there. What? Nothing. I couldn't hear you. All right, I'll talk to you later. Nah, not Whitney Merciless, but definitely D'Amico Ryans. Definitely D'Amico. All right, so here's another one. AJ, what do you think about Jonathan Joseph? Jonathan Joseph is not one that I would put in the Ring of Honor, but he is definitely a dude that I would, whenever he officially retires, we would have a Jonathan Joseph Day courtesy of the mayor. Somebody I would consider putting in, not named Jonathan Joseph, though, would be Kareem Jackson. In fact, two defensive backs that would get consideration to me before Jonathan Joseph would be Dante Robinson and Kareem Jackson. Keith Hennig, David Carr deserves to go in as the Texans' most wounded warrior. You are hilarious, bro. Keith Hennig, you are funny. Keith Hennig, do you know you're funny, or it's just natural for you? That's hilarious. If we're talking defensive backs, that would be the order. Dante Robinson, Kareem Jackson, Jonathan Joseph. AJ Bouye kind of came into his own in one season, and then he left out of here. So I don't know if he'd get consideration. AJ, a name that everybody's going to roll their eyes on, Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon could go in my opinion. Jadeveon could definitely go in my opinion. AJ, he was always hurt. You weren't paying attention. You weren't paying attention. Jadeveon was less hurt than JJ Watt. Yeah, but JJ was more productive. Jadeveon Clowney was an all-pro, not Pro Bowl, all-pro. Jadeveon Clowney led the Texans to a number one defense in the NFL. I would consider him. Somebody else said Kareem Jackson. Somebody said Kevin Johnson. In the words of Chad Ochocinco, child please. Kevin Johnson? Huh? What? Now y'all just making stuff up. I'm finna quit this. If somebody else says Kevin Johnson, I'm gonna quit doing this. Stop it. This is one I agree with. Shane Leckler. Shane Leckler, to me, was the best punter in Texans history. I don't remember who the Oilers punter was, but Shane Leckler might be the best punter pro football Houston all time. Oilers, Gamblers, Texans, Shane Leckler might be on that list. So, yeah, Shane Leckler at some point should go in. AJ, what about Arian Foster? Yeah. I mean, isn't he the best running back all time, franchise history? Still. I know it wasn't Carlos Hyde. I know it wasn't Lamar Miller. I know it definitely wasn't David Johnson or Duke. The Johnson's boys, the Johnson boys from Mississippi. Yeah, Arian Foster would be one I would consider. Somebody said D'Amico Ryans. Mario Williams. Mario Williams? Keith Hennig said Chris Brown, great kicker. All I remember about Chris Brown was him crying after he missed a field goal or game-winning field goal or game-tying field goal or something. He cried, in the interview after the game, and he got let go after that. And it's like, we felt bad that he was standing there in front of us crying, and then the next day he was like one of us. One day he was standing in front of us crying because he missed the kick. The next day he was one of us, like out of a job. Chris Myers, offensive lineman. He's a center. Chris Myers might get a little run. If put it this way, if you're gonna put D'Amico Ryans in, you gotta put Chris Myers in. Owen Daniels as a tight end, yeah. OD goes in. Owen Daniels goes in to me. Matt Schaub, no. Get off my yard. If you put Matt Schaub in, I will stop caring. We know who the best quarterback in franchise history is. It ain't Matt Schaub. Got to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to talk about those other teams. The Cowboys' Ring of Honor, to me, is almost impossible to get in based on who you've already got in. So my question for Cowboy fans, is there anyone on the team now or in recent history that can make the Ring of Honor as a Cowboy? That's what we'll talk about when we come back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK, 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM at KYOKradio.org.
Yes, this is Jonathan Joseph with the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I had to get Jonathan Joseph on, still trying to determine if he should be in that Texans Ring of Honor. I don't think so, but great dude. Very good defensive back in his prime, both with Cincinnati and with the Texans. I almost want to put him in the Cincinnati Ring of Honor before I put him in the Texans Ring of Honor. Again, mine would be, defensive backs would be Dante Robinson, Kareem Jackson, then maybe Jonathan Joseph. Yeah. But the whole Matt Schaub thing, like a few people have texted me about Matt Schaub, giving me his stats and all that. Let me tell you something. There are some quarterbacks that are stat magnets. They are stats magnets. They will pull stats. Baby, cleanup time, garbage time, even game time. They'll put up stats. But what were the results of all those stats? Has Matt Schaub ever won a playoff game? Matt Schaub didn't even play in the first playoff appearance. That was TJ Yates. First playoff win for the Texans, TJ Yates. Wasn't Matt Schaub. So why we put Matt Schaub in there? Give me a reason. So here's the thing. The Cowboys Ring of Honor is so historic, so legendary. You know, who on the team today or in recent history would go into the Cowboys Ring of Honor? I mean, when you look at all the legendary Cowboy players, who would go into that Ring of Honor today? I think we got a general consensus. J.J. Watt will be the next person in the Texans Ring of Honor. Everybody else is kind of iffy after that. But J.J. Watt is the no-brainer. Any no-brainers for the Cowboys in the last, 4 or 5 years? If y'all say Tony Romo, we're talking about the Ring of Honor now. We're not just talking about, the fan favorites. They're two different things. To me, when I think no-brainer, Ring of Honor, most recent history, who? I'm waiting on you. Let's see, text message. Texts are starting to come in. All right. AJ, no brainer. 832-954, no brainer. Jason Witten, agreed. Jason Witten, agreed. No brainer. No argument. No doubt. No wonder. But man, I got a couple of honorable mentions for you that probably won't get in because the legends that are in before them just make it. The bar is so high to get in. And one of the first one that comes to mind for me is DeMarcus Ware. DeMarcus Ware, if he was a Houston Texan and did what he did in Dallas, did what he did up in Denver, DeMarcus Ware would be like, okay, we're gonna put in Andre Johnson. We got to put the former owner in, and oh yeah, by the way, we're putting JJ and DeMarcus in together. I don't think DeMarcus Ware gets in to the Cowboys Ring of Honor just based on who's been in the Ring of Honor before him. That bar is so high. Jason Witten, no brainer. Tony Romo, no, no chance. And as much as I love Dak and Ezekiel Elliott, I don't think either one of them are in either. Des Bryant, no. What about one of the offensive linemen from that just crazy offensive line that they had a couple of years ago? Any one of them? Secondary is a place where they might have a little wiggle room. Oh, Keith Hennig, you just made my stomach hurt. Oh gosh, I gotta drink some water. I know on the legendary KYOK AM 1140 and 92.3 FM and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. Y'all can't see what Keith Hennig just posted. I got to drink some water because I had a little stomach problem. Like I had an instant ulcer. Like I read what he posted and I had an instant ulcer. In fact, what Kim Negrete said, what Kimberlyn Negrete said is what I agree. No, Herschel Walker. He said Herschel Walker. No. I don't mean to yell at you, Keith, because I love you. But no. No, they put no Herschel Walker in there. Again, if y'all put Herschel in, I'm leaving it alone. I ain't bothering it no more. I will never speak of it again. What did Pharaoh say of Moses when he put him out of the palace? You know, his name is never to be spoken again. So it be said, so it be written. Don't bring that name up again. And yeah, it's personal. Herschel Walker. How come Brett Favre doesn't ever tell Herschel Walker to keep politics out of sports? How come Brett Favre doesn't ever call Herschel Walker and say, yo, Hersh, it's Brett Favre. Yo, keep your politics out of sports. So no on the Herschel Walker side for me. How about the Rockets or the Mavericks or the Spurs? We already said the Spurs. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. Does Sean Elliott go into the Spurs Hall of Ring of Honor? Sean Elliott? Anybody else you can think of goes in? I don't think DeMar DeRozan's there, not LaMarcus Aldridge. I don't think you got any one of them guys yet. Sean Elliott, I enjoyed him. Kim Negret said, so let it be written, so let it be done. Okay, same thing. So let it be written, so let it be done. Herschel Walker's name is never to be brought up again as we talk Texans, Cowboys, state of Texas rings of honor. He can be in everything in Georgia that he wants to be, but not here. Sorry. I've drawn a line. I've drawn a line in the sand. Rocket fans are not going to like this. I'm willing to put in a couple of guys that either you love them or you didn't. James Harden goes in for me. I'm sorry. James Harden goes into the Rockets Ring of Honor. Rockets Hall of Fame. James Harden is in. I have no doubts. I have no questions. I have no second doubts. The other guy that goes in is Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady goes in. Sorry, he does. Stevie Franchise does not. Yao Ming goes in. I know. Yao Ming goes in. Those are the guys that go in for me. Trevor Ariza, I love that dude's grit. He doesn't go in. PJ Tucker, no. Eric Gordon, no. But James Harden, Tracy McGrady, Yao Ming, they go in. Here's the question mark. You ready? What do you do with Robert Horry for the Rockets Ring of Honor or Hall of Fame? Robert Horry and Clyde Drexler. What do you do with those two? Robert Horry, Clyde Drexler. Do they go in? All right, let's see. 832-489. AJ, I agree with you on T-Mac. I think his health stopped him from doing even more. Okay, I appreciate that. Who else we got? 346-531. 346-531. AJ, they can hate Harden all they want, but they cannot take his stats away. He is definitely in the Rockets Hall of Fame. 346-263. 346-263. AJ. Yao Ming? Nah, bruh. All right. I just threw it out for a debate. 346-665. Clyde Drexler has definitely got to be in as a Rocket, although he had a great career with Portland as well. Team Texas Tuesday. Dallas Mavericks, we've already talked about it. Dirk Nowitzki in. Jason Kidd in. Chuck Persons in. I don't know where you go from there. Dirk is in. Has Luka done enough to get in yet? If Luka doesn't play another game as a Maverick, does he get in? Kristaps Porzingis? No, not yet. I got to get Valencia King on. I am Valencia King. Got to get her on. Talk about that. Has Luka done enough to get in the Mavericks Ring of Honor Hall of Fame? I don't think so. Yeah, there's some guys that have played well there, but I don't think Luka has gotten it yet. Let's see, 346-371. 346-371. Clyde Drexler, AJ, come on, in. Robert Ory, in. Vernon Maxwell, in. Like it. Mario Ellie, close, but not in. Okay, all right. I see what you did there. That's interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah, just wanted to get into a little bit of that. I still say this, 832-368. 832-368. AJ, going back to the Houston Sports Hall of Fame, what do you do with Vince Young? That's a very good question. Because Vince never played here in the pros or in college, did Vince do enough in high school to warrant getting into the Houston Sports Hall of Fame? Or do you put him in as a Houston native for what he did in other places? To me, because Vince is a son of the Houston area, you got to put him in your all-time sports great list. I know there were so many great quarterbacks and other athletes that came out of the city of Houston that won state championships and were, Mr. Texas of football and all of that kind of stuff. But it is just hard to imagine that you've got a state or city of Houston Hall of Fame and you don't have Vince Young in it. That's just me. Whatever the loophole or the criteria is, you got to find a way to make Vince fit it because he was there last night. Vince Young was there last night. So I don't know, man. If I'm over it, Vince Young is in. I'm sitting down with my board like we're in jury deliberation and can't nobody go home till we all get on the same page. Like, all right, so let's vote one more time. Vince is in, right? Major Applewhite, is he from Houston? Major Applewhite? I don't know if he's from Houston or not. Andre Ware, you definitely gotta have him in your stuff, Hall of Fame stuff, for what he did at U of H. David Klingler might even get a nod because of what he did at U of H. And I know everybody's gonna say, oh, it was the system. They still put up those numbers. they still put up those numbers, and it ain't about what you did in the pros or, the next level. All right, take a break. I'll be right back.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number: 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we're giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
Beautiful people, this is Major. This is why I love you on the lunch break.
Hey, if there was a Hall of Fame for pushing your books, selling your books, hustling to sell your books, if there was a Hall of Fame for that, Dr. Aki Davis would definitely go in. Dr. Aki Davis would definitely go in. Don't nobody push books harder than Dr. Aki Davis. That dude right there. Ain't mad at you, King. This ain't jealousy. This is celebration. I mean it, bro. I ain't mad at a hustling brother. That's a brother that was gifted something and he goes out and he's making sure that he's promoting it. Pastor Booker, may he rest in power, used to say it's a poor dog won't wag his own tail. I like that. Go on, Dr. Aki. All right, so y'all blowing my text messages up now. I ain't fooling with y'all on that Herschel Walker thing. I'm not telling you why I don't like Herschel Walker. I just don't. And you can't tell me he should be in the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor. You can't tell me that. You can't. Who's in the Dallas Cowboy Ring of Honor? Let me see who's in there, first of all. Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor list. All right, here we go. Let me tell you who's in it. Y'all ready? All right, here we go. I sure hope they got these inductees. There we go. All right, here we go. Bob Lilly is in. Don Meredith is in. Don Perkins, fullback from 61 to 68. Chuck Howley. Mel Renfro, love it. Roger Staubach in, should be. Leroy Jordan, linebacker and center, is in. Tom Landry, head coach, is in. He didn't get in until 93. That's a travesty. Tony Dorsett is in. Randy White. Bullet Bob Hayes. Tex Stram. Cliff Harris. Rayfield Wright, offensive tackle. Troy Aikman. Yeah, he should be in three championships. Michael Irving, Emmitt Smith, Drew Pearson, Charles Haley, Larry Allen, Darren Woodson, and Gil Brandt are all in the Cowboys Hall of Fame or Ring of Honor. Y'all go on with Herschel now. Go on. Get. Not doing it. Yeah, I ain't playing with my emotions. And again, the only other no-brainer for me is Jason Witten. And maybe one of those, the offensive linemen that, I don't know how long you got to wait before you get into the Ring of Honor. So, but yeah, it's a good list. That's why I said the Cowboys Ring of Honor is so, already hallowed. The bar is so high, getting into that ain't easy. Texans a little bit easier. J.J. Watt should get in. Keith Hennick, Harvey Martin, Too Tall Jones. What about Sean Lee, who just retired? Sean Lee. Did he do enough? What about Coach Johnson, Jimmy Johnson? What about him? And Keith Hennick, can I make your stomach turn like you made mine turn? What about Jerry Jones? Does he get in? Or was he already in there? I forgot that list already. I'm looking. Larry Allen is in. Did I say Larry Allen? Mel Renfro, Michael Irving, Randy White, Rayfield Wright, Roger Staubach, Tex Schramm, Tom Landry, Tony Dorsett, Troy Aikman. Yeah, you got to put Jerry in. You got to put Jerry in. Keith Hennick, Sean Lee missed half of every season. Nerp. I love when you say nerp, Keith. Does Jimmy Johnson get in? Keith said Jerry Jones, no thank you. But I think he goes in, though. If the Texans can put in Bob McNair and he ain't win nothing, rest in peace, you got to put Jerry Jones in there. Stephen Jones gets up there and cries like a little bit. I want to thank, my dad for all his hard work and the image of a winning dad. I just think he just picked himself up by his bootstraps and turned $5 into a $5 billion organization with the Dallas Cowboys. And therefore, on behalf of all his friends and families and employees, we're going to induct him into the Cowboy Ring of Honor. Daddy, I love you. Beautiful story. It should go straight to video on the Hallmark Channel. It should go straight to video on the Hallmark Channel. Like, it should go straight to video late night on the Hallmark Channel. The story of Stephen and Jerry Jones. Disney should run it on Disney Plus. Stephen Jones, Daddy, I love you, Daddy, I love you. Cheryl, you're probably the only one that catches that. Cheryl Lowry, Queen Cheryl Lowry, first of all, is just that. She's a queen. And like I said about Irma J, I love her for free. I love her like breathing. I love you. Cheryl said, the way you talk about him and then say rest in peace. Ain't that how you do it? I don't like to talk about nobody, but you know me, I don't talk about nobody, but you know me, I stay out of other people's business, but you know how they do it. Ain't that how they do it? I like when people figure out my code. I like when people figure out my code. I like when people catch me on a business call. I'll be on the radio talking crazy, man. I phone ring. Hi, AJ Jones. How can I help you? Hi, it's Andre Jones. How can I help you? Oh, yeah, certainly. I'll be more than happy to take care of that for you. In fact, if you can give me just a sec, I'll get it back to you. Okay, thanks. What they call that, code switching? I can do it with the best of them. I like to say I can pray in all churches. And go from the outhouse to the White House. I got to get ready to go, but I'm telling you, that used to be a thing for me, man. I used to have to kind of piece together one date. I had a date that I could take to the movies because I don't like people who talk through the movies. So if you fine and pretty and own the world, but you talk through the movies, I'm not taking you through the movies. So I had a date that I could take to the movies. I had a date that I could take to corporate events because you cannot cut up at my corporate events. You just cannot. Can't do that. So I had a special person for that. I had a special person that I took to fancy restaurants, somebody who wasn't going to stick their knife in the Heinz bottle. You ain't going to get us kicked out of a reserved table. And you ain't going to try to order stuff you wouldn't have ordered if we hadn't come there. So I had a person for that. I had a person I could just go and eat wings with because you can't be eating wings with a fork and a knife. You're going to ruin my meal trying to mess with yours. So I had a person that I had for that. I had a person I could take around my family because you wasn't going to try and be something more than you were. Oh, Mama, how you doing? We finna be married soon. I don't need all that around my folks. I had people that I could play cards with. If you cannot play spades, you cannot be my partner. You cannot be trying to be my partner in a spades game. Like, we're going to fight on the way home. Or we're going to be real quiet. Like, too soon. You cut one of my books. You told me you had 5 in a possible and you only turned 2? Oh, no. Listen, Uber. Uber. Yeah, I had a person that we could play. What's that game? I can't think of the name of it, where you buzz somebody if they say one of the code words. Taboo. Yeah, I had only one person born walking the face of the earth that I could play Taboo with. One. There's not been another. They broke the mold after that. I could play Taboo with her. She could be my partner in Taboo. I had like I couldn't cross, and don't try to be in somebody else's lane. Stay in your lane. As you get cut. You get released with time left on your contract if you try to get out of your lane. Kimberly Negrete, you talking too much, sir. I had to get it in. So anyway, let me go. Fun show today, AJ. Well done. I enjoyed it too, Keith. Love you much. All right, let me get ready to go. Sybil Wilkes going to close us out with what you need to know today. And also Donnie McClurkin up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music, latest in the gospel music industry. Rockets going to be in action later on tonight. They'll be taking on Minnesota. I'm okay if the Rockets lose. I need them to keep the worst record in basketball so that they can get Cade Cunningham. That's what I want. They ain't asked me, but I'm trying to figure it out for them. I'm trying to help them. And then, of course, the NFL draft will be Thursday. Starts at 7 p.m. Texans don't pick until the 3rd round. Jacksonville, who they going to take at number 1? Cowboys, who they going to take at number 10? Saints, who are they going to take at number 28? Where will Justin Fields go? Who's going to be the top quarterback, second quarterback, third quarterback? A lot of things will be answered on Thursday night, so we'll see where that goes. And then let's see what else we got. In the morning, Erica Campbell and Griff get up mornings. Again, congratulations to the 5 that were inducted into the Houston Sports Hall of Fame. Craig Biggio, Jeff Bagwell, Andre Johnson. Posthumously was Guy V. Lewis and Bill Yeoman. So congratulations to them. So as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Wash your hands. Wear your mask or face covering. Although I know the CDC just came out with new rules. If you've been fully vaccinated and you're outside, be sure and check that out. And then also give people their distance. And when you see that racism, kill it. Not the person, not the people, the racism. And stop killing unarmed Black people. Please stop killing unarmed Black people. Even if they drop their weapon and they turn with their hands up, they are unarmed. Stop killing us. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Here's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Tuesday, April 27, 2021. Number one, last week, Democrats defeated an effort by top House Republican Kevin McCarthy to censure Congresswoman Maxine Waters for suggesting that racial justice protesters should get confrontational if the Derek Chauvin jury did not return a guilty verdict. The Congresswoman said she was not promoting violence, but rather peacefully confronting the justice system. So the question is, what about the violent rhetoric and actions coming from your side of the aisle, Congressman McCarthy? Anything about freshman Marjorie Taylor Greene or Congressman Mo Brooks of Alabama? Crickets. Number two, as protests against police shootings and racial injustice continue, GOP lawmakers are rolling out new laws aimed at criminalizing demonstrations nationwide. According to the International Center for Not-for-Profit Law, 81 anti-protest bills have been introduced in 34 states so far in 2021. Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis has already passed one such law known as the Anti-Riot Bill in response to the Black Lives Matter movement. Under the new law, a public gathering of 3 or more people can be classified as a riot. Number three, a Florida man and his 3 sons have been accused in federal court of selling 28,000 bottles of bleach that were marketed as a miracle cure for the coronavirus and other illnesses. The Food and Drug Administration has warned people not to drink the potentially deadly solution, which is used for industrial water treatment. According to documents, the family made the solution in a backyard shed in Bradenton, about 45 miles south of Tampa, Florida. Number 4, in addition to dealing with hardships due to the pandemic, including deaths of loved ones and iconic figures, and a resurgence in gun violence, Black people are constantly dealing with institutionalized racism. With all of these things going on simultaneously, it raises a concern for all of us as a whole. And so we need to ask, are we okay? Mental health experts say ongoing traumas of the past year have created a once-in-a-generation situation called cascading collective traumas that can affect our mental health and our ability to deal with stress. Number 5, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has set his sights on moderation on Twitter and other tech platforms. Twitter banned the former president for inciting the Capitol riot on January 6th of this year. According to Justice Thomas, Twitter's Trump ban exposes potential abuses of how applying old doctrines to new digital platforms is rarely straightforward. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Gratitude is the gift that keeps on giving. Thanks somebody today. Thank you, everyone. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. J. Anthony Brown, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Had a lot of fun. Like the boxing history talk and definitely kind of hearing what y'all think about the best of the best in your area for your favorite team in Texas. As always, not this, definitely this. I really do love y'all, and there is nothing you can do about it. All right, y'all take care. Talk to you tomorrow.